Well, hey guys, I just completed the first day of Shalene Johnson's Turbo Fire program. This is a 90-day program, and today is my first day. It's September 8th, 2013. And it was absolutely fabulous. Very different from Insanity. I did Insanity in May, and I finished it up the first 60 days on July 12th, and then I did 30 more days after that, and then I had to stop because I needed to give my body something different. It was pretty rough. So bottom line is that this particular workout is fun. It's a lot of fun. It goes fast, and you have to give yourself some time to learn the moves. A couple of times I jumped in place for a few seconds until I caught on to the moves, and then I just continued. It's a very energetic, high intensity. She knows her stuff, and then we did a cool down. So this is roughly almost about 53 minutes or so of, well, yeah, about 53 minutes of workout. So let's just talk about why I'm doing this and why am I even making a video diary. I did not make one for the Insanity, which I kind of wish I did, because it would have helped people who attempt Insanity and they're not quite sure, what how it goes. And so my experience was one of a love-hate relationship. I absolutely adore Insanity. I think it is fabulous. I think that you go into it and you understand what you're supposed to do, is you're going to see amazing results. Beach that I used. And midway through, I saw a video of someone, and it was a Beachbody coach, and she was basically saying that she was giving like this way of going about doing Beachbody products, and you should start off kind of small and work your way up. And of course, you don't know that when you're watching the infomercial. I watched the infomercial for over a year. I actually ordered Insanity last summer, and then I had to do physical therapy, and so I sent it back because I really wanted to make sure I got the t-shirt. So I the infomercial, not for anything else, but for Insanity. And so in May, I decided, you know what? It's time for me to do it because I needed something different. I have always worked out in my life. When I had my daughter in 2002 and I was married, of course I experienced weight gain, but then also a very tumultuous time period for about 6 or so years. Once I worked through that, I got back on my workout, regimen. I had gained about 180 and stayed consistently at 180 during that entire marriage. So when about 2007, I wanted my body back and I wanted my life back, and I began to make movements towards doing that. And so, I did the Weight Watchers. I worked out, I ran, I did all kinds of stuff and lost a ton of weight. And of course, it was just in time for a reunion, and it was great. And then I came back, and then I fluctuated for a couple of years because, because I wanted to, because I approached my workout the same way I did when I was, 30. And that's not the reality. You have to change, especially as you get older. So, I know that I can lose weight. I know I can, there are times during that last couple years that I have been in fabulous shape, but not necessarily understanding how and why. And then this year I started out like this as usual, because last fall this time I started having parties a lot, writing parties, and we would drink a lot of wine and eat some great food. I love cooking food. I love loving people. I cook very good food, but the ingredients can be rich, and they can be, some of it can be processed or something like that. So when that happened, I gained about 15 pounds. And so I entered the new year, saying that I was going to make some changes, but I didn't quite know how. Anyway, May 5th, I saw the infomercial again, decided to do Insanity, and it came when you wear a t-shirt, you have to get away. I guess mentally, psychologically prepared, but I did not get myself prepared in the way that you really need to be. And so to go back to what that other coach was saying, going through a slower cycle, starting your way from the more moderate workouts and all that, I would have at least learned how the nutrition aspect worked. When I did the calculations, because they give you calculations in your book and you get them, I need to eat over 2,000 calories. And I had a workout, regimen. I just hit a plateau. So I continued to not only do the regimen for a couple weeks, I wasn't eating properly. I wasn't eating, meaning I didn't eat enough. In my head, over 2,000 calories just did not make sense. I was thinking, um, lose weight, you have to eat fewer calories. But the reality is when you work out and you work out with these programs and you continue to do things that you're doing, you have to eat so much to keep your body fueled in order to lose pounds. So they need to, the food that you put into your body is fuel to break down fat and things like that. But it's also to keep you fueled and energized so that you can get through the workouts, and that they're workouts that are going to be gratifying. Because in actuality, if you don't eat your food, you're working out on fumes, and your body basically says, you know what, I'm not getting rid of this. I'm not doing anything. In fact, if you put anything in me, I might just keep it and make some more stuff, and then you're not losing anything. So that's what happened to me during insanity. I gained a lot of muscle. There were some significant changes, but they weren't the type that I was looking for. I kept looking online, and I would see these particularly young people with these amazing results. And then I started listening to Shanti's chats, and then I started just researching on my own and realizing that I really needed to accept that I had to put in. Once I did those last two and a half weeks, you know what? It was interesting, but my body just built up real fast. I started drinking Shakeology, which is another product from Beachbody, and things came together. And it was funny because it was the last 2.5 weeks, and it made it all worth it. I reached out to someone that I saw. I saw this woman's video, and I didn't know where she was. I just reached out to her because her video was so powerful. I put an email in. I didn't hear. However, weeks of process, I said, you know what? I'm going to become a guru on nutrition. I'm going to figure out how this works, and I'm going to do what it takes because I want to see crazy results. Anyway, towards the end of that process, I did talk to the woman, and now we are, I became part of her fitness group. She's actually based out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And through that, once I finished Insanity, and to be honest, I actually gained 2 pounds. I lost inches, which was amazing, and I looked better, had muscle, all of that. But in my mind, I still gained a couple of pounds, and I wasn't happy about that. So I quickly started, I waited a week, recovered a week, and then I started Insanity again. And I did it. I was getting my nutrition together. I learned that eating clean was the way to go. So I adopted the eat clean behavior during Insanity, but really maximized it once my 60 days was up. And once I got into the group, we were holding each other accountable. She was running a lot of challenges, and that opened me up to really, really, really embrace what clean is about. So that is my life now. I got some Toscarino books and started just looking at what it meant to eat clean, and I became sold. It wasn't a hard transition for me because I like good food. I like using great ingredients. But just like everybody else, I limited my for some ingredients at the grocery store, and I always knew all-purpose flour. Sometimes you just use sugar. Maybe you use a sugar like Splenda or something, but Splenda doesn't leave the body anyway, or it doesn't do anything. It's not a great product. But once I started to really understand what that really meant, that became part of my day. And so it also started changing me. Insanity changed me too about my approach to working out. Instead of me working out to lose weight, it has become a style for me. I don't have a particular, size in mind. I want to look good in particular clothes. And how I do accomplish that is I have to keep my body right. And so I don't say that I want to lose like 50 pounds. When I finished Insanity, I was actually 172. I actually gained weight. I started out Insanity at 167 and I gained weight. So now I am down to 158, 59.8. That happened after I did Insanity. Um, I have lost a lot of inches and starting to look really fabulous in clothes that I already had in my closet. Actually, I was wearing those clothes last year, and then I drank on 15 pounds. So, um, I will say that my regimen of preparation, food preparation, has been key. I prepare meals for at least 2 to 3 weeks on Sundays. I shop on Saturdays, and then I go to several different stores. Don't have what I need, but I on Sunday, I after church, I get into the kitchen. Now, I'm not going to say that this is a wonderful situation. It is a long time in the kitchen, but once you get the hang of it, the time will start to break down. But when you cook your meals for 2 to 3 weeks at a time, you can't be upset. 5 or 6 hours in the kitchen on Sunday is better than trying to figure out every meal and then run the risk of not eating properly. So I measure, I weigh everything that I eat. I make meals in dishes and then I freeze them. I make at least 4 or 5 of my meals a day, and they're freezable. So I make huge batches of porridge. I make lots of fish at one time, lots of chicken at one time. I convection roast chicken, and I cut it up and put it in a little bag, and then it can be used for different meals. I pack the meals properly, and then I put them in the freezer. Of course, when there's salad meals, those are the ones that salads cause me a problem because you have to actually work during the week. Maybe on Wednesday, you fix few, and then you have to replenish it on Wednesday because you don't want all of this to be wilting and meshing in the refrigerator. So I basically use the week to pick meals that I want to eat. And I'm one of those people that can eat the same thing several days in a row. So this works well for me. I just go in, pick it out, eat it, and I'm good. And I'm not really thinking about what I'm eating so much as I'm thinking about, fueling my body. I just have to eat. And if I know that I have to eat 4 to 5 times a day, I have to do that. The shake I drink either for breakfast or snack after breakfast keeps me regular. It cleans out the toxins, and it keeps me from wanting to eat any sweets. Um, that has been the key thing to my prepping as well as my eating. I eat enough for my workouts as well as I eat enough so that I don't binge. And many of us we don't eat at work. We're constantly running around. Eating has become very important to me. If I have to walk and eat, or if I have to even eat during my class that I teach, I'm eating because it's important for me. It's not just about working out. It's just about if you adopt a particular way of living, you have to commit to that. And for it to work, especially when we adopt a particular life to live because of health matters, we have to work on that. So eating is important. 90 days have to eat enough so that I am able to do Turbo Fire as well as my regular regimen, because I am going to continue to run 3 to 4 times a week, maybe 3 to 4 miles each time, as well as strength train, and that's 6 days a week that I strength train. So I'm going to eat more than the normal person, but the goal is, because I think that it's important. So this is the beginning of my video, diary of my transformations. I will be posting my beginning look before I did Insanity, as well as what I end up looking like at the end of this, and different pictures throughout of what I look like before the process. I have a have to get rid of, but for the most part, I'm getting rid of it. I do have some muscles, but I'm steady shaping. So this is, it's a journey, and it's going to continue to be a journey. I love how I feel. I love the confidence. I love having that kind of control, that a discipline rather, that taking care of my body is important. So I hope you tune in. Won't be as chatty and long. I will just be telling you what's going on, as well as I will be giving some tips, because I am to a Beachbody coach at this point, and not only just to, you can, people will be able to get products from me. But the main reason why I became one is because I am the bug of healthiness has stung me in a way that I want people to transform their lives as well. And so I'm on the journey just as you. I'm not perfect and by any means, and we can do it together. So thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you later. Bye.